everybody! I'm here today to tell you what to do when you see an animal on the road. In this video, I'll be going over some basic steps of what you should do when you see an animal on the road. Now, a lot of people unfortunately think it's just an animal. It's not just an animal, it's a living being, okay? And at the end of the day, you want to try to not injure that animal at all costs, okay? So let's get right into the steps. Now, at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you are keeping everyone safe, okay? I mean, like all your passengers, yourself, you're not gonna do anything that puts you in an unsafe position. So your safety and the safety of your people in your car has to be your priority. But these are the things that you should try to do. At the end of the day, your instincts will probably take over, but this is what you should try to do. So if the animal is already on the road, if they've come out in front of your car, you wanna brake, but you don't want to honk, and I'll tell you why. Animals are like trained professionals at crossing the road. Sometimes they make mistakes though, because they don't think 100% logically. They think based on survival instinct. So if you honk, you might startle that animal. And instead of them running across the road, they might stop in the middle of the road, which could lead to a bad situation. So you want to brake, but don't honk if they're already on the road. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, if I brake, I'm going to get rear-ended. Well, if you're going to get rear-ended, then the person behind you was following too closely to begin with, okay? Because the person behind you should give you enough following distance and should be paying enough attention to the road and your car so that if you have to slam your brakes for whatever reason, they should be able to brake on time, okay? So if you slam your brakes and you get rear-ended, they were following too closely, or they were not paying attention, or their brakes are garbage. They need to get new brakes. One of those three factors or multiple of them together. So brake. Don't be afraid to brake. Don't be afraid to brake. You gotta brake. Brake, but don't honk if they're already on the road. That's if the animal's already on the road. Now, if the animal is on the side of the road, if they're like, sometimes I see a squirrel at the edge of the curb waiting to go, right? At that point, I beep, give them a loud, long honk. Not like a beep, beep. Because that's going to do exactly what you want it to do, which is startle them. If they're already on the side of the road and they're thinking about crossing, then if you honk, it's going to be their instinct to move away from the sound. They're going to see the car coming, they're going to see your car coming, and they're going to move away from the sound. And I'm not an animal caller over here. Like, I don't know much about animals, but I do know that I've done this many times, and every single time, no matter what the animal is, I've done this with squirrels, raccoons, skunks, foxes, dogs, cats, everything. They usually move away. Okay, now I also slow down. If they're on the side of the road, I also start to slow down because they might, by any chance, run in front of the car, right? If maybe they can't hear properly. I don't know, maybe the animal's having hearing trouble. But honk your horn if they're on the side of the road to scare them away. You want to push them away from the road. Okay, so that you don't have a risk of injuring the animal or hitting the animal, because depending on the animal, you might injure yourself. And then I'll tell you a story at the end about when I drove to Thunder Bay about a bear that came across in front of my car, okay? And if you see them getting ready, like if you're driving and you see like an animal getting ready on the side of the road, they're like running up to the road, brake and honk. Because like you got to be aware, like you don't want to only see the animal when they're on the road. If you see them getting ready to go onto the road, then brake and honk. Hopefully you'll scare them off, but they might end up still crossing. If they're already like running onto the road, they might end up crossing. I'm going to tell you a story very quickly, because I gotta go. Gotta finish up this video. I was driving to Thunder Bay with my wife and kids, and we're going. Some of my wife's family lives in Thunder Bay, so we were going for a family reunion. Really fun stuff. If you want to see videos and pictures of that, check out my Instagram, because you're gonna have to look back, because by the time I post this video, the family reunion will be long gone. But follow me anyways. It's linked in the description for my Instagram. Check it out. Post lots of cool stuff. A bear. We saw a baby bear, so a smaller, still huge, but like a smaller bear, running from off on the side. I started braking and I honked my horn, and it still ran in front of the car. And thankfully I braked hard enough and I reacted early enough that I didn't hit the bear and it made it across. But that just goes to show you that you need to be aware, number one, of what's happening on the side of the road with these animals. And secondly, you got to be prepared in case they don't stop. Okay, because they might not stop. I honked and I was braking, and I saw the bear look at my car and just ran across looking at my car. And I was like, wow, that was crazy. Because number one, I would have injured the animal if something had happened. But number two, my wife and my kids were in the car. That's a bear. Like, that thing's gonna take out my car, bro. I'm telling you, that thing's gonna damage my car. Seriously. And I'm gonna damage it because we're going highway speeds here. Anyways, that's the story, so be prepared. And that's it. That's what to do when you see an animal on the road. I've given you sort of 3 scenarios: when they're on the road, when they're waiting on the side of the road, contemplating crossing, and when they're like running across from the edge and it looks like they're gonna cross. Okay? That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.